Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
Hey everybody, we're back. Here we are, another week, another new episode, and this time we've got a special treat for you. New aspect to the show, we actually have a special guest with us today, so we're super excited.
We are going to start with a cast member minute because we have our friend and Disneyland cast member, Megan, with us this week.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, Megan.
So she is more than our Disney hookup, as we like to call her, but she's a great friend. We have, the best time in the parks together, and she's super generous to our family. So welcome, Megan, and thanks for coming on the show.
And thanks for having me. I'm excited.
To start off, we are huge Megan fans anyway. Not only are you a great friend, great to our family, fun to go to the parks with, but you really are a great cast member.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all keep track of, the number of cast member compliments you have, but I feel like the list is long.
I'm sure it is, yeah.
Not too long, but, it's up there.
Nice.
So I guess let's start off by letting everybody get to know you better. Let's talk about how you got your start at Disney and what made you want to work there.
Well, to be honest, who doesn't want to work for Disney?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. For most of the part, growing up, my family and I had the ongoing joke that we were all going to retire and work at Disney.
Nice.
That's amazing. I thought I would just retire and work at Home Depot, but that's way better.
Yes.
I mean, it's the happiest place on earth, so who doesn't want to create a little bit of magic, right?
Yes.
That's true.
I started at the Disneyland Resort through a college program, which is no longer being offered at Disneyland, for now at least. Yeah, the college program was a great option for me. So those who are considering working for Disney, I highly recommend it. You can see if Disney is truly the company for you. And it can also help you decide if you want to live and work in a crazy place that's away from your friends and family.
So question on that, do they still offer the college program at Disney World?
They do still offer it. They have 2 semesters every year, and they do extend out the spring semester into the summer, and then the fall semester also gets extended out as well. So it's a little bit different than how they do the Disneyland college program, but they do still offer it there as well.
You know what? That's cool. I think we need to write that down as a potential episode idea because I would love to dive deeper into the college program. I think that would be really fascinating.
That'd be an awesome idea.
So.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Megan, what does your typical day and work schedule, I guess, kind of look like?
So that's a pretty big ask there. So the reality of my job is I do work in the retail at the Disneyland Resort. And in that role, that means I could be working anywhere from about 5 a.m. till about 5 a.m. So anywhere within a 24-hour time period, which does make it really fun.
Yeah.
So with that, what time do guests really go home? Because the parks close, but especially in retail, those stores and shops stay open.
Mm-hmm.
We do. So we stay open usually about an hour after the park is open. That's for Main Street and also the Downtown Disney at World of Disney. They also stay open there as well. The latest I have seen a guest inside of our store, because we don't usually ask people to leave because we want them to enjoy their magic.
Of course.
So the latest I have seen somebody there is 2 a.m.
2 a.m.?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was not me, everybody. Just in case you're wondering, that was not me.
No, you guys are usually pretty respectful about making sure you're following those rules. So.
Oh, okay. That's crazy. That was a lot later or earlier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So what are the benefits of being a cast member?
There are a lot of benefits for being a cast member. For the biggest one, I think, and the one you guys, I think, have appreciated the most is I get to sign in my friends and family at no cost to them.
Yeah.
We also get discounts on food and merchandise, hotels, special access to events and riderships. Also, getting on those brand new attractions.
Nice.
And most importantly, and my favorite part, is I get to say that I work for Disney.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, and I will say, it is great that Disney allows its cast members to come and spend free days in the park and even bring friends with them too. I think that's really cool. So that way it's not like, well, you can come to the park for free, but you got to go with another cast member. Like, no, you can bring your family and friends. Super, super rad. I think that's great. And cast member previews are a thing, apparently, which is really cool that you get to go experience new lands or attractions or other things before the public. Like, that's awesome.
It truly is, and I do enjoy getting to ride those rides firsthand. I mean, they got to test them out. They got to get the rides prepped and ready to go for the massive amount of guests that are going to be riding them every day.
Yeah. So, Megan, you mentioned that you love saying that you work for the Disney company. But if you could work anywhere within the Disney company, where would it be and what would you do?
So at the moment, I'm really happy where I am. But in the future, I would love to consider working with guest relations, or as us cast members say, the plaids. We call
the
guest
plaids.
relations cast members because they wear plaid.
That's a goal. I want to experience that.
One day. That's
really cool.
I also wouldn't mind working for Disney, like any part of Disney, as long as I get to be with those guests. That truly is why I love doing what I do.
That's awesome.
Well, that's amazing. That would be another amazing top 10 list, by the way, of places that you would like to work in the Disney company.
That's a good idea.
We should write that one down, too.
Yeah, that would be a good top 10.
Well, awesome. Megan, this was fun, and we would definitely like to do more Q&A with you in the future open that up to listeners to maybe submit some questions, because I think there's a lot of people who, like you said, who wouldn't want to work at Disney, but maybe just knowing some more behind the scenes, if you don't mind pulling back the curtain and telling us more about what it's like to be a cast member. So that was really great. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to share anything I can share.
Well, that's good. So as everybody knows, at the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast, we do love our cast members. And like Ashley said, you're more than a cast member for us. So not only are we glad that you decided to come and join the show and answer a few questions, but we were hoping that you would stick around and participate in this episode with us, mostly because you are partially to blame for the topic of this week's episode.
It's true.
What? How am I to blame?
Well, thanks to you, we have now ascended to Bougie status in Disney fandom. And of course, I'm talking about our incredible stay this year at the Grand Floridian in Walt Disney World.
I got the chills. I
did too. I've got goosebumps.
Yeah, and this episode is especially appropriate because today we are celebrating the reopening of 1900 Park Fare. So if you don't know what 1900 Park Fare is, it's a breakfast and dinner character dining buffet that's at the Grand Floridian. And this dining experience closed in, I think, 2020, like March. So essentially just as COVID had started.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so it's finally reopening its doors to guests today.
That's cool.
And there's been some like reimagining and re-updating that's occurred, and it's super exciting. And it sounds like there's going to be some new characters offered to meet, like Aladdin, Cinderella, Mirabelle, and Princess Tiana. So congrats to the Grand Floridian and 1900 Park Fare.
It's amazing. Yeah. See, it's all coming together. It's almost like we planned this.
It is, but speaking of that, like we need to talk about how this whole thing came about, how it was planned, because we didn't think that it was possible for us this year or, ever to stay at the Grand Floridian.
That's the truth.
But I had no idea that this was coming when we were going on our trip in January. I was, totally surprised.
Hey, what can I say? It's just a little Disney magic.
Disney magic. No, but seriously, staying at this resort has been the top of my bucket list for a long time. And I thought we were staying at Port Orleans French Quarter the whole time. And it turned out we only spent one night there.
We did. It was just a one-night stay. Yeah. And it was great. And we're not knocking the French Quarter. It was awesome.
It was.
For a night.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, originally we had planned on spending our entire trip there. And we had talked about the different resort types we wanted to stay at. And moderate seemed to be the way that we wanted to go for this trip. However, I do like looking at other options to try to make sure that we're getting the best deal possible. And I remember pulling it up one day, and I have never tried to call Jake as quickly as I did, and he didn't answer.
I was pause here. Like, I think I was working at the time. Like, I do have a day job.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm pretty responsive on my phone, to be fair. But that particular day, I don't know. I was either in a work meeting or like focused on some project. Maybe I was taking a nap. I don't know. And then all of a sudden,
nap over this?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you work from home, you just gotta make time. That is not the point. I look at my phone and I've got like a million text messages of Megan saying, "You need to call me right now." And I'm like, what is going on? Did Bob Iger retire or something?
Again?
Yes. Retiring again.
Well, no, and to be fair, like, if any other person in my life texts me all these times that says, like, "You need to call me right now," yes, I would be worried. But when Megan does it, it's usually something awesome. Like,
yeah,
you need to take that call. So I did. And then
from there, I told him what I was seeing, which was an amazing deal to stay at the Grand Floridian for the week that we happened to be going.
I did not believe it, by the way. Like, that was too good to be true.
I almost was too scared because I'm like, am I going to lose this if you don't answer this phone call? Because I don't want to derail this whole trip that we had just planned.
Right.
But also, it's the Grand.
It is.
It's true.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I did ask that it was remained a surprise for Ashley because I knew how much of a big deal it was going to be for her.
Yeah. And that's where the scheming came into play, because you literally did not know, and we checked in first when we got there, and we're kind of going around the resort, and I'm kind of pushing you like, hey, let's take advantage of what's around French Quarter, because I knew we're only there for like not even 24 hours. Mm-hmm. You did not know that.
No, and the planner in me, I was told that there was another surprise, and I wasn't allowed to look at my phone. That way it wouldn't give away it wouldn't give away the surprise. But it was so hard. Like, the planner in me was struggling. And I remember at French Quarter, you were like, "Oh, let's order lunch." And I was like, "Yeah, except I can't mobile order. I can't open my app." And you were like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I have to order." And you were like, "Wait, how do I do this?" Because like, you don't order the food.
It's not my role. My job is to just pay for Loungeflies and ears. Like, that's my place.
It's true.
But yeah, I mean, we didn't want you to see the reservation or like the upcoming nights that you're staying at the Grand. But I mean, we couldn't pass it up. Like,
yeah,
this is top tier bucket list experience, and it's the premier resort in Walt Disney World. Like, it's not just on the Seven Seas Lagoon, but it's at the doorstep of Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Like, it has its own Loungefly, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and you definitely helped support my Loungefly obsession, so thanks for that.
That's true. I know my role as a Disney husband. You're welcome.
Yes. Okay, so let's dive into the Grand Floridian a little bit, and see why, as you mentioned, it is the premier resort at Walt Disney World. So I looked this up, and on the Disney website, Disney defines this resort as Victorian elegance meets modern sophistication.
I don't even know what that means, but it was immaculate. It was incredible.
No idea. But this is a deluxe resort, meaning it's top tier, pretty expensive. It is located on the monorail loop around Magic Kingdom. And from there, you have a couple different transportation options at the resort. So to get to Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios, you can take a bus, and the bus stop is located at the front of the resort. You can take the monorail to Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Mm-hmm. There's also a walking path to Magic Kingdom. And then we took the boat several times to Magic Kingdom. And the boat dock is located at the back of the resort, but you also share a boat with the Polynesian, which is right next door.
Yeah, that was really cool. So, like, let's talk about our personal thoughts and feelings here. Like, first impressions, because, again, like, we had told you while we're finishing up the fireworks that we're staying at the Grand, so we take the boat across the lagoon. We're here. We go into the lobby, and first thought for me is all of the Disney resorts, like, they're very welcoming. They take care of you. But this is next level attention. Like as soon as you walk in, they make you feel like you are the most important guest in all of Disney World, and just very warm and welcoming. And it's honestly breathtaking. Like this building, the grounds, everything, the grounds were immaculate. And the biggest thing that sticks out to me is when we walked with a cast member in our bags out the back door, and we're walking towards our room, and you have this straight shot view down the walkway across the lagoon, and Magic Kingdom is right there.
It's like, right there. Yeah.
Amazing. So that was so cool.
Yeah.
I do have to agree with that. It was amazing to really just finally get there. For me, I was very excited about this from step one. I had planned this. It was all going according to plan. And just finally getting there and realizing that everything that I had been scheming for months had finally come true.
So true. We pulled it off.
We really did. It was such a great experience. And then, like Jake said, those grounds were gorgeous. And you just kind of felt a little bit of serenity inside of the busy hustle and bustle of Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and I think, I agree with everything that was said. But for me, I remember when we walked into the lobby, I think I forgot to breathe. I remember gasping for air because it is just so gorgeous and clean. And, it sounds silly when you say white and clean, but that's what I think of with that lobby. And that chandelier, those high ceilings, it's literally the background on my phone still.
No, it is.
I absolutely loved it. And our room was great. I think we'll talk about that a little bit later. But absolutely loved, everything about it.
No, the lobby is super impressive. And even if you don't stay the night, if you have time to go over and just walk into the lobby of the Grand, it'll blow your mind. I mean, we've got this beautiful grand piano. Usually somebody is there playing it. Every building on property has its own foyer to sit and relax. They have these super nice couches, and it just feels like, again, this elegance that you don't just want to walk through, but it's very inviting to sit down and just kind of soak in the ambiance and like Megan said, that serenity, and it just peaceful feeling. And also, apparently, it's an amazing place to make TikToks.
Yes.
Right? So Morgan was also with us on this trip. Morgan's super into TikTok. We'd never done TikToks before, but apparently we're TikTok famous now. So that's a thing.
Yep.
But no, we made some funny TikToks on this trip, one of which we made at the Grand. It's hilarious. So shout out to Morgan and Morgan's New World. Give her a follow on TikTok. I think we need to post the video, though. We'll throw it on our Patreon so you can enjoy it, because we're pretty proud of our work.
Yeah, it's great.
I agree. Everyone does need to enjoy that. It was amazing.
It was.
The Grand Floridian also has really good pools and beaches.
Yes, those were amazing.
They really were. They have two main pool areas. One that's more in the courtyard, and that one was really cool in the morning with the steam rising off of it, as well as the one over down by the beach. Yeah. The one down by the beach was a little bit under refurbishment, but it didn't affect us while we were there at all.
No, not at all.
The one also by the beach also has a big waterfall and a water slide, and it's next to that Mad Hatter themed splash pad.
Oh, that's right. That was cool.
Yeah, that splash pad was cool. And then they also both pools have little bars inside of them, but you can order food, or cast members can take your order and they'll get it for you. And it was just really filled with a lot of stuff for families as well. They had a white sand little area that you could sit in a cabana, watch your kids play, look at the Seven Seas Lagoon and the bungalows at the Polynesian.
No, that was awesome. And yeah, that beach pool was sick. The
awesome.
Waterfall was rad. They had this sweet water slide, and it is for kids, but not just for kids, I should say. Because we're in the pool and I'm going to go down the slide, but there's these two other guys who are just kind of talking, and we're watching them as we're just sitting in the water, and all right, yeah, I'll go ask, and they go up to the lifeguard on duty and they're like, hey, is the water slide just for kids, or can adults go too? And the cast member's like, yeah, of course you can go down. And the dude turns around and looks at his buddy and says, and I quote, bro, we're go for launch. And they just take off for the water slide. It was amazing.
It was awesome.
It was so funny. The magic of Disney for all ages.
Yeah. You went down that water slide so many times, and you loved absolutely every minute of it. But some other unique things about that resort, they had an awesome gift shop. And as you mentioned, they have their own Grand Floridian Loungefly backpack and ears, which of course we got.
Yeah, honestly, we definitely spent way too much money in that gift shop, but, we're there, and we went in just to look for one time, and definitely did go back 4 other times to ensure that,
we were there a lot.
Ears.
Almost every day.
Literally, they knew us by name by the time we were done.
They did.
The ironic thing is we didn't even explore the other 2 gift shops on property.
I know, we just spent all of our time in that one.
No.
It's fine.
They were very kind, and every time that I would come in, they're just like, oh, you're back again, as the girls went and did their thing. So, yeah. But you know what? Look at you, Megan, going back, supporting the company. Uncle Bob and Cousin Josh would be so proud of you.
Honestly, they better be. I fully support the paycheck exchange program.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway.
That's incredible.
Moving on. That is incredible. There's also the wedding pavilion, which the Grand Floridian is known for, kind of the premier wedding venue. So we walked over to the wedding pavilion, and there was a wedding there, and they had signs that like filming was going on, so we couldn't actually go into the pavilion, but it was still really cool to be able to walk over and see that. And then there was also Frank's studio, which is where you go to plan your Disney wedding. We weren't able to go into the shop, but we looked in the window, and you could see the Disney like dresses that were on display. You could see different samples of like cakes and floral designs. So it was just a really cool experience to see.
That was amazing. I can only imagine what that experience is like, but it's a fairy tale amazing. And more. We also need to talk about the view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks from the Grand Floridian, because that was really cool, and that was one of my most favorite things of all. I mean, that first night that we check in, we're unpacking and just kind of soaking in the room and pinching ourselves that this is actually real. And then all of a sudden you hear the fireworks start going off, and like literally walked out onto the balcony, and I just sat there for like 20 minutes watching the fireworks, and just to think like we're in our room and I'm watching them. It was surreal. Yeah. And then later in the week, we actually went down to the boat dock and got to watch the show where they played the music from Happily Ever After. So you got to experience everything but the projections on the castle, essentially. But like, it was an experience, and it was a really fun way to enjoy a show that we love so much right there from the dock. And it's not like we were there by ourselves either. Like, there were quite a few people there. So it's a thing. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I do also like, too, that they did pump in that music so we could enjoy the unique view of the fireworks while also listening to the soundtrack that was going on.
No, that was so cool. And, like, if that wasn't enough, you can rent a pontoon that you could take out on the water and view the fireworks in the electrical parade.
Goals.
Like, that looked so cool. And I think, again, that night, it wasn't available because they had the wedding party out there. So, like, there's 15, 20 pontoon boats.
At least,
that all had people out there. And, I mean, it was really cool, I think, for us to see that. Again, I'd love to experience it myself, but being able to watch that was super cool. Yeah. Definitely a highlight.
10 out of 10. It looked amazing. I do think that we need to mention our room. So we stayed in Conch Key, which was the closest to the boat dock. In fact, we were so close that one morning when we were opening up Magic Kingdom, that little boat driver gave us a private little boat ride to the dock.
He did. Shout out to that guy. Yeah. We really need to start writing down these cast member names. Like, cast member, boat driver, dude. Shouts to you. You're amazing.
He was amazing. Our room, honestly, was gorgeous. It was themed to Mary Poppins with hidden penguins all over the room.
That was cool.
The beds were extremely comfortable, but I did have one complaint, and that was the pillows. I almost preferred the pillows from the French Quarter.
Oh, those French Quarter pillows were good.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I may not be used to that bougie lifestyle of a fluffy pillow, but
That's high class fluffy pillow. Yes.
It's true.
But they made up for it. They made up for it, right?
They did. In every other way. If that's my only complaint of the Grand Floridian, then it was an amazing area.
Yeah.
The room, I would say too, was really spacious. It was enough for us four.
Yeah.
With an additional area, the bathtub and the toilet are in a separate room from where the sink and the mirrors are, so you can kind of have multiple people using that bathroom area all in the same time.
Mm-hmm. No, that was nice for sure.
Yes, and we have to mention Gerald, our little swan that they gave us.
Oh, Gerald.
The swan towel.
Shout out to Gerald. Miss that guy.
He was amazing. He stayed with us the whole week, too.
He did.
That was an immaculate towel swan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've never experienced a towel swan before because, again, this is my first time in the bougie life. But that towel swan held its form all week long. So, well done, Grand Floridian.
Very much well done. They also gave us a little flower for our soap bars, too, in the bathroom. So that was honestly really fun, too. They had a big fridge and coffee makers and other things like that. And I did enjoy that they had a full coffee drawer, though I don't think anyone in our group actually drank any of the coffee. So it was cool to see it organized, though.
But we had it as an option.
Bougie.
We did. We definitely did. And ultimately, I've learned, unfortunately, that I am a grand person, and I will be staying there again in the future.
See, that's the problem, is I think once you stay at the Grand, how do you go back? I don't know. Yeah, I'm afraid to find out.
Yeah, it's true. So let's talk about a couple of the different dining options that are over at the Grand Floridian. There's a couple. So first you have the Gasparilla Island Grill, and that's a quick service. And it's your normal, like cheeseburger. You can get some chicken nuggets.
They had pizza options there too, like all sorts of stuff on the grill.
Yeah, and they're open late, which is great.
But we took advantage of that.
Yeah, but importantly, you can have your resort refillable mug refilled there. So if you get that when you stay at a resort, you could definitely fill it up there. You also have the Grand Floridian Cafe, and that's table service, so you do need a reservation, and they're open for, I think, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you have Victoria and Albert's, which is fine dining.
I don't think they would have let me in there. They would have taken one look at me and been like, "Okay, kid, why don't you?
You're hilarious, yeah.
Why don't you keep on moving?"
No, but when we say fine dining, it's a prix menu, which means there's only a certain amount of options that you can choose from. But it is $295 per person.
That's a lot of churros, gang.
Yeah, when you put it in perspective of churros, yeah.
That's how I measure everything, is how many churros would this get me?
It's true. And again, at Victoria and Albert's, you have a dress code. So I can't be walking in there in my park attire because it says semi-formal, formal attire and shows elegance. And I don't think I own a single outfit that shows elegance. So I would love to experience that one day, but I don't know that will ever happen.
We might have to hire a Disney planner to get us ready to go to Victoria and Albert's. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. You also have the Enchanted Rose, which is a bar lounge that's inspired by Beauty and the Beast. And they offer snacks, appetizers, and then, cocktails, beer, wine. And then lastly, I think they have Narcoossee's, and that's table service. And again, so you would need a reservation for that. And they have coastal cuisine is their main focus, but for those, not big seafood fans, they do have like your pork chop and steak options. But this is right down by the boat dock, so you have panoramic views of the Seven Seas Lagoon. Yeah. And again, you're right across the water from Magic Kingdom, so great views there too.
And I know we didn't have time to do that. I wish we would have. I think that was the one thing that I wish we could have experienced was Narcoossee's. That looked really cool. So, again, another trip. We'll have to go eat there. It looked incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard that is one of the coolest places to watch the fireworks from a former Walt Disney World cast member.
There you go. Nice.
In the past, I've also eaten at Citricos. It's currently closed right now.
Oh, bummer.
It is a restaurant that's themed to Mary Poppins, which was also fitting for what our room was. So it kind of brought that full circle for me. The dress code is on their website. It says respects the sophistication of the upscale aesthetic. And for everyone that's wondering what that meant, it basically is similar to your Sunday best. Oh, however, there was a family in there that did wear jeans and t-shirts, and they were accepted in and welcomed to the full capability.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is cool. Yeah, I guess we'll have to keep our eyes open for that when it opens back up again.
And then, of course, now you have 1900 Park Fair that opened today that you also have as a dining option.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So another awesome perk about staying at the Grand is that we did get extended hours at Magic Kingdom because we were staying at a deluxe resort. So 9 p.m. to midnight.
I think it was like midnight,
Yeah. And, ask what resort you're staying at. Scan your Magic Band before getting on any ride. Like you really do kind of get this special VIP type experience, like every time, just checking in, and I'll admit it kind of went to my head when I'm asked, like, oh, what resort are you at? I'm at the Grand.
No, it was awesome. Like scanning into Peter Pan, they asked, and I was like, we're staying at the Grand Floridian.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh, please head on into the line. And I was like, yes, please.
He's probably rolling his eyes, but no, it was amazing with a smile. But the park was pretty empty. Like, it really enabled us to go do some of the other attractions that were busier early in the day, or just go ride those rides that we wanted to do multiple times. So we got to ride Tron, we rode the Carousel, Winnie the Pooh, Pirates Haunted Mansion, and we got awesome Tangled Lantern pictures too. That was really cool.
Yeah, I had never done that and always wanted to.
Yeah, some of my favorite pictures from the trip.
Well, and they definitely let us have our time with them. We each got group photos, individual photos, and like as many different configurations as we needed. So they really did hook us up there.
They did.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's awesome.
So all of that said, ladies, now that you have stayed and experienced the Grand Floridian, what are your thoughts? Did it live up to the hype? What would you rate this resort out of 5 stars? Megan?
I would honestly rate it a solid 4.5 out of 5, only because there's always room for improvement, and I'm excited to see what Disney will come out with in the future. Ultimately, I have never dreamed that I would achieve Grand status, and realistically, I don't think I can go back, though, so we're there now.
Welcome to the premier level.
No, I absolutely agree. And again, it was my dream to stay here, so I think my perspective could be a little bit different, because if you asked me what my number one resort to stay at was, it was the Grand.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was everything that I wanted it to be. I loved everything from the characters and like the roses on the tile floor. That was so cute. I have so many pictures of those. The view of the Seven Seas Lagoon from our room. It was gorgeous to just wake up in the morning and see that sunrise. Absolutely gorgeous. It was like a painting. We were only a short boat ride from Magic Kingdom, which again is a great perk. And it just felt so magical and way out of my price range at the same time. But it had like a sophisticated magical type feeling, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I went on a work trip recently and they didn't leave a towel character on my bed. So I feel like nothing, like Megan said, will kind of live up to this day.
So not only did the Grand ruin other Disney resorts for you, but any other hotel stay now from here forward will always be compared to the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
Great.
There are obviously other resorts that I haven't stayed at that I want to try out, but I would 100% stay here again. So for that, I give it, of course, 5 out of 5 stars.
It's amazing. So let me start by saying that it was absolutely incredible. And I think it did live up to my expectations and the hype. Like, there was a feeling there that just, you just felt like you were staying at an incredible place, almost to the extent of I don't belong here.
Yeah.
It's so nice, but everyone was so accommodating, so welcoming. They made you feel, again, like the most important guest in the park. And it took my breath away the moment I walked into the lobby, like you had mentioned. It just was crazy. And yeah, I did feel a little bit of imposter syndrome, but again, it was fun. It just felt like a dream. I feel like personally, Animal Kingdom Lodge or maybe Wilderness Lodge is a little more my speed and style, but
I can see that.
I'm still a kid who grew up in the backwoods and outdoors of Montana, so this really was a bougie, fancy experience for me. Would I stay here again, though? Absolutely. Of course, like, it's the Grand, and anyone who gets the opportunity to stay there, you absolutely should. Take advantage of it. The place is the real deal. I think it deserves every bit of its 5 out of 5 star rating for me. So, yeah, I don't know. I worry that no matter where we stay ever again, we'll feel underwhelming, but we have tasted of the bougie lifestyle, and it's hard to go back.
Yeah,
agreed.
I agree. I think that kind of wraps up our review of the Grand Floridian.
Yeah. So, Megan, thank you for joining us for this. Like, not only was this episode fun, but that trip
really
was amazing.
It was because of you.
Yeah.
So
thank you for putting that together for us, helping us have one of our dreams come true, cross one of, if not the top thing off of our bucket list, which was
I know.
crazy.
What's next?
What's next?
Yes, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Megan is in our life. That's right. Yep, she's there. It is. There's nothing more to say.
Yeah. No, thanks again, Megan. But yeah, be sure to follow us on Instagram. We're going to be posting some photos over there of our time at the Grand Floridian. Be sure to subscribe to our Patreon. And again, we're going to post our funny Grand Floridian TikTok on our Patreon. So go check that out.
Yeah, it's worth it, y'all. You won't be disappointed. So thank you so much for listening. And until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.